Physical strength was meaningless for what I wanted to achieve. What good was being number 2 in our little band of peacekeepers if I couldn't even stand up to a pack of bandits? I didn't have any real power. I was worthless, helpless, weak. My sole job was to keep this place safe, and it was painfully clear now how unsuited to the task I was. My initial fears were right. It was only the 4 of us who had made it through the assault. Maria said that while they'd made it to the cellar safely, they were soon discovered and most of the girls taken captive. In short order, Gratien burst into the brothel. Seeing the carnage, he wailed in grief, which quickly transformed into fury. I watched on, only really half paying attention as he raged. He marched over and said something or another, though I couldn't say what. After the fact, Maria told me that I'd been in a stupor the whole time Gratien was there. Yeah, that makes sense. You are completely pulling back from reality right now. You are dealing with serious trauma, my boy. He'd apparently tried to cheer me up, though soon found himself frustrated and finally disappointed in me. That's done really well as well. He's just like, what, you're not angry? You're not gonna get revenge for this? Come on, Jacopo, you fucking pussy. Get up and let's do something. Let's find these fuckers. And meanwhile, Jacopo is just like, the love of my life is dead. Why do I have to do anything? There's no reason to live right now. Everything was pointless. He actually tried to cheer him up. Yeah, it sounds like he tried to rally him up, tried to get him back on his feet, tried to get him to do something. But Jacopo is dissociating right now. Fairly enough, honestly. He is not in the right mind to do anything. When you go through trauma that deep, that is one of the main ways that people do. They just like shut off for a little while before they can actually take in what the fuck happened. It took 3 days for me to get back on my feet. There was no sign of Morgana's body anywhere in the ruins of the brothel, which meant there was a chance, however slight, she was still alive. I clutched tight to that tiny sliver of hope, searching desperately for any sign of her. Maybe she had realized something was wrong and gone into hiding. But no matter how many people I talked to, no one had seen anyone who matched her description. She was just gone, like a puff of smoke, which left 2 possibilities. Either she'd been taken along with the other girls to be sold off, or she had been killed and her body disposed of somewhere out of sight. While the latter seemed significantly more likely, deep down I still yearned for even the slightest trace of her. Maria encouraged me to let go, to move on, though I knew her well enough to know it wasn't out of a lack of compassion. The whole affair had visibly taken its toll on me. Yeah. It's not like, oh, it didn't matter, just move on. It's very much like, this is going to tear you apart. Stop searching. You'll go insane searching. Oof. So yeah, it probably actually wasn't Gratien trying to rally him to get up and do more. It was probably just like Gratien trying to talk to him, trying to say like, come on, talk to me about it. Come on, I'm right here. Tell me. And meanwhile, with Jacopo just being like mumbling and broken, he was like, well, fuck you then, you fucking pussy. I'll go deal with everything my fucking self. Like, yeah, he was probably just like frustrated. He went to immediate anger. It was like, I need to deal with this. And when Jacopo didn't like show any kind of emotion, show any kind of like, oh, I'm listening, it was probably a snack back of like, fine, fuck you. Good Jacopo, should you really be on your feet so soon? I'm fine, thanks. I'm glad to hear it. And I'm sorry what happened at the brothel. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, he's so cold with everyone now. As the fire in their eyes swelled to a blaze, mine seemed to sputter out, leaving behind a withered husk. I felt as though I was sitting in a theater, watching on as the story unfolded before me. No, that didn't quite capture how I felt. I wasn't even watching it with my own eyes, merely listening quietly as someone recounted for me their heroic deeds. The fact that I was an indispensable part of this operation still hadn't fully sunk in. Okay, pause. Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say, that is a perfect, accurate description of dissociation. Fucking hell, Hanada Keiko-sensei. This is him straight up saying, like, the things are happening, things are being done, but I don't feel like it's me. I don't even feel like I'm, like, watching it happen. I feel like I'm just vaguely hearing it happen. He is dissociated so fucking far backwards, outside of his own body, just watching the action, well, not even watching, listening to the actions happening. God damn. Watching things happen with no control on your body. Exactly. He's just like, I don't feel anything. Like, I don't even feel like I'm a part of this. I'm outside of this. Everything's just happening around me. There's like no emotion in him. He's just doing what he feels like he has to be done, and it's not even feeling to him like he's doing it. His body is just acting. That's wild. Wait, that's how dissociation feels like? That's how I am most of the time, and I thought it was normal. You don't feel like you're actively making choices and like inside your own body, that's extreme dissociation. Yes. If you feel like everything's just happening around you, you should genuinely, like, I never say this phrase, but go to therapy, talk to someone. That is genuinely like a sign of something being wrong. You are supposed to feel like you are inside your own body, making choices, making actions. It's not supposed to feel like you're just a watching participant. So yeah, if you're feeling any of what Jacopo is feeling right now, Jacopo is dealing with all kinds of things. He's dealing with like pain, suffering, trauma, revulsion at the world and at his own actions. But yeah, no, genuinely talk to like an actual therapist about that and about what you specifically are feeling. Because obviously this is a fictional representation, but as someone who has dissociated in the past, it's not healthy. It's a coping mechanism, essentially. It gets you through a time. To me, and obviously I'm not a therapist, so don't quote me on this, but to me, it feels like dissociation is kind of one step away from properly repressing things. It's when you are still vaguely present in the moment, but things just kind of happen. And meanwhile, the actual like repressed feelings kind of thing, I feel like dissociation is that one step away because you're still active in the moment on some level, but it's like one step away from the feeling of just like things just happen. Like when I experienced the most traumatic thing I ever did in my life, I remember like, I'll talk about this. I've talked about it a few times. When I found my father's body, like I remember finding my father's body. I remember calling an ambulance. I remember the ambulance asking me to look for like health signs. I remember being like, no, there's no heartbeat, and realizing his body was cold. And then I don't remember anything until I was at a different family member's house being taken care of. And the different family member was like a several hours drive away. So I don't remember any of that. And then for the next like several days, possibly even weeks, I was dissociating for a while. So I remember that much, but I do not remember, like there are parts that I've repressed and then there are parts that I've dissociated. And when you're dissociated, you will remember those things. And that's why I do think in my mind, and obviously this isn't like a therapist standpoint, it is one step away from repressing things, because when you repress things, you just don't remember them. So it's not that you're able to remember them in the future, it's that they just are gone. They're just a blank moment. But yeah, dissociation, if you feel like that all the time, yeah, you should definitely talk to somebody because there's something in your life that you need to change and deal with. It was a couple years that I was only living on autopilot mode, and I only later found out I was dissociating hard at the time. Yeah, because when you're going through with it, it's very much like a case of just like, wow, the days are all just blurring together. Like everything is just happening to me. And you know, I'm surviving. I'm getting through it. I'm getting through the days. So everything must be fine. But yeah, it is not good, essentially. It is something that when you realize you're doing, yeah, you should talk to a professional about it if you can. I've had a similar experience where memories of months are wiped out. I can't even imagine that. Memories of whole months is wild, but yeah. I remember I dissociated so much I landed myself in the hospital to get stitches, and that's when my family fighter realized I needed help and went to therapy. Yeah, because you do spiral, you do dangerous things, you do all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't normally do if you were fully in control of yourself. Dissociation is essential to keep yourself moving when you're in a traumatic situation. It's a way to not be frozen. It shouldn't be happening when you're in a happier time. Exactly. You said it way better than I could. That was what I meant when it was like you should speak to somebody professional, because I can only tell you that no, if you're feeling the way that Jacopo is feeling right now, that's not healthy. So yeah, what they said, it's not a good way to be. It's not the right way to be. It's our way our brains try to protect us from things we may not handle. Yeah, and there are also things you repress to the point where you only find out about them like in your adult life. I've had a few of those which have been very funky for me, where like my whole life I was like, I had a happy childhood, and then it was only like within the last 5 years that I really started to probably within the last year and a half, I feel like, that I started to really deal with some other things in my adult life, that I was like suddenly remembering things that happened in my childhood as if they were like bad dreams and nightmares, and realizing, oh, that wasn't a nightmare, that fucking shit actually happened to me. And realizing, oh, that wasn't just some dark dream. Like, oh my God, what the fuck? So yeah, it's weird when you like uncover those memories and then you have to work your way through them and be like, oh, I survived that. And I blocked that. And I did not realize that. Dissociating can feel slightly different for different people, but yeah. And yeah, everybody's unique and different in their own way. So everybody has a different way of like explaining things and feeling things, but definitely what Jacopo's describing is textbook dissociation, for sure. I had a severe mental break in my early 20s of combining dissociation and derealization. I had that last year. The first time I went to therapy for it, my choices were medication or being committed for my own safety. Yeah, no, derealization is fucking terrifying. To anybody who doesn't know, derealization is when you get to the point where you genuinely start to question reality around you. You wonder if you're actually living in reality, or you wonder if, like, is this fake? Am I just imagining this? For me, it was very much a case of, like, I at one point thought my life had already ended and that I was just living in a fantasy, essentially. My whole mind told me, like, no, this is just your mind trying to cope with the fact that you've already passed on, and really the only way to end this is when you choose to end it yourself. I became very, like, suicidal and in a very bad headspace. And I'm glad I pulled myself back from that, but a lot of people don't. Are we in a simulation? Yeah, the simulation theory plays into that as well, kind of thing. Like the wife in Inception? Yeah, actually, pretty much. And that's why I fucking love that movie, I Saw the TV Glow. Because I Saw the TV Glow deals with derealization in such a powerful way. Like, that movie hit me the exact right time where I was like, this shit terrifies me. And then I realized, like, oh, I know why this terrifies me so much, because whoever did, like, the director who did this clearly has an understanding of what derealization can feel like. Remember, I had a long period of time when depression was hitting hard. I constantly felt numb to the point where colors felt dull and tastes were nearly gone. I don't know if that's dissociation. That's when I go into like a depressive spiral, that's what I kind of feel like. And days where I just basically don't do anything and can't get out of bed. That's kind of how that feels to me. So again, not a therapist, but yeah, when I go through like my depressive spirals where for like days, weeks, sometimes in a row, I'm just like, oh, I can't do anything. Like, nothing feels good. Like, you feel like there's no point in eating. You feel like there's no point in like brushing your teeth or exercising or even moving. You're just like, I just don't want to do anything. Like, I just don't want to exist right now. So yeah, I don't know if that counts as part of dissociation, in which case I still do it occasionally. But for me, I just call those my depressive spirals, where I just have to like bed rot for a little bit and just like survive, essentially. Always had that thought when I was a child, like, are we really alive or just dead and going through our lives again in the afterlife? Guess that's not normal for a kid to think. It's not healthy for a kid to think. And obviously, if you're thinking about it and just thinking about it, it's not that bad. It's when you genuinely start to have the thoughts of, well, this isn't real. And you start to convince yourself, like, what does this even matter? None of this is really real. That's what the derealization is. When you genuinely start to think like, oh, it's fake. All of this is fake. On some level, in whatever form it takes. For different people, obviously, again, it takes a different form, but that's the general idea. Haven't you had enough danger for one life? Come on, forget about all this revolution stuff. We can build up a new brothel and just stay low for the rest of our days. Does that really sound so bad? You're the only friend I got left, Jacopo. She was practically begging, which she almost never did. While I sympathized with her, Maria's desperation did nothing to try my resolve. And that's another feeling of dissociation. The fact that even his closest friend in the world, begging, breaking down and just being like, I just want you to stay with me. Jacopo, please, wake up. You know this isn't a good idea. What do you become if you do this? He's just like, he's not feeling anything. He's just like, and time moved on. It didn't affect him. And before long, the day was finally upon us. As always, burn bright, my pupils, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye bye.